All right, so what's up everybody? Welcome back to Chef Junie's TV. Today we got another episode of In the Kitchen where I bring you simple and easy recipes for you to try out in the comfort of your own home. On today's episode of In the Kitchen, we got my big homie right now, Sallis, with us, all right?
How you doing?
So we're gonna get up in here and we're gonna make something really amazing. I'm gonna show you a thing or two.
Okay.
And we just gonna get into it, all right?
I like your definition of simple with,
It's simple. Everything is simple. Everything is simple.
like hamburger helper is simple.
But this is simple too.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show you the process. And
I can cook. I'm just saying,
You can be like, this is
we
simple.
just need different definitions of simple.
Okay,
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll define what simple means at the end of this, right?
All right.
Before we get into this video, I got a couple things for you.
Okay. What do we got?
All right, I got some of my Chef Junie's all-purpose spice.
Okay.
You said you cook, so you can use this on pretty much everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
I use it on. You put it on popcorn.
Okay.
All right, and as you can see, it's vegan.
It's vegan.
We talked about this earlier.
But it does lack MSG. I like extra
Nope.
MSG, but
Okay, we can throw some MSG on top. Gluten-free, 100% natural.
Okay.
So this is for you to take
Thank you.
home. We also got a nice apron from you because whenever you cook, you know you got to cook with love.
Mm-hmm.
So we cook with
that's
love,
fire.
put love into it. This is a collab that we have with I Love LA Girls.
Oh, that's fire. Thank you so much.
Got that right there. I don't know if you want to wear it today.
Why not?
I don't want the black to get dirty.
No, we'll go ahead and put this on.
Asia might have to readjust your mic, but it's all good.
Well, that's what she's here for, right?
Yeah. And then we got our custom-made cutting board with
Wow.
the Chef Junie on there for you.
Wow.
100% maple wood,
Wow.
fresh off the press.
Thank
And
you.
then we also got this beautiful one-off, not one-off, but Chef Junie's knife.
Oh my goodness
Right?
gracious.
So these are all for you to take home.
These are all for me.
All for you to
These
take
are my
home
parting
today.
gifts.
These are your parting gifts.
Thank you so
we
much.
also got, where'd that candle go?
I get a candle?
You get a candle.
Wow, smell
So-
goods, sharp devices. It's like Bath and Body Works in here.
Right,
Or
so
Bed Bath and
Bed-
Beyond.
Bed Bath
It's like
and
Bed
Beyond.
Bath and Beyond in
All
here.
right, so then we also got this candle from Higher Vibration. This is my ladies line right here.
Oh.
This is our prosperity candle, or this is her prosperity candle. You know, it's nice and blue because
Yes.
you know you like blue.
I do like blue.
We got the herbs in there, we got the crystals in there. So you light this, and get that high vibrations.
I'm
going,
with
all right?
that. I'm with higher vibrations at all times.
So we got all that going for you, all right?
Thank you so much.
Now we're gonna set this to the side. We're gonna get busy.
Okay,
Let's take
I'm
the
here.
knife out because we're gonna need this knife today. We probably won't need this knife today, but let's take it out anyways.
What will be prepared?
We are going to prepare.
All right.
All right. So what we're gonna prepare today is we're gonna do a prawn risotto. As you
Prawn
can see,
risotto.
these beautiful Crips prawns right here.
Yes.
You know, DJ.
I've
Head-
actually never seen them in this form
This
before.
form, okay, beautiful. You know, DJ Head had to.
He did lobster?
He did lobster, but he had to commit a double homicide.
Yeah.
I don't want to put
And he
nobody.
was squeamish.
He was squeamish. I don't want to put no bodies on your hands.
First of
today.
all, I'm not squeamish. I'm not like him.
Okay,
So I'm a real
perfect,
one.
perfect. We didn't want to put no bodies, so they're already dead. FEMA don't have to come for us. Not FEMA. What's
Okay.
it called? What's they called? PETA. PETA ain't got to come from us.
Well, they're already dead. Peter probably has a problem already.
Well, they got a problem with the president.
Okay.
We doing the humane thing.
Oh, by eating them
not
now that
letting
they're
them go to
dead?
waste.
Oh,
Because
okay.
once they go to waste, you know, that's even another problem.
I guess that's one way to look at
Right.
it.
So
Yeah.
right. So we got 6 prawns right there.
Okay.
Right. We got about 2 cups of arboro rice.
Okay.
This is not your regular long grain rice. This is what we use for risotto.
Okay.
And we didn't wash
Just
these.
a little puffier. It ends up being
Little-
a little
little-
puffier.
right, little puffier.
Puffier brain.
Right. And we didn't wash these because I know a lot of people come from, you gotta wash your rice. We want that starch.
Okay.
We want that starch to make that rice nice and creamy, make that risotto nice and creamy.
Okay.
So we didn't wash that. We got 2 cups of that. We got the star of the show. So Louis the 13th.
Yeah, that is
we
the
got,
star.
We gotta do some quality control. Who got the cups over there? You gotta take a couple shots. Oh, you gave me the cups already. All right. We're gonna do some quality control. The magic,
you put them out your pocket,
the
okay.
magic person down there, right? So Louis XIII, you usually want to use white wine, but this is gonna be the $1,000 risotto.
Okay.
So we ain't gonna use white wine.
I'm with
We're
you.
gonna use Louis XIII. But
I'm
if you
with
don't
you.
have Louis XIII, you go ahead and use the white wine. We got saffron,
That's what that was.
the most expensive herb on this planet.
I was gonna say
saffron.
because there's not much in there.
There's not much in this. Was about $20 for this little bit of herbs right here.
Okay.
So we got saffron right there. We got about 1 tablespoon of saffron. We got about 2 tablespoons of butter. This is going to be to finish it at the end. We got some truffle oil. We got some truffle salt. And we got some Parmesan cheese. All right, so
And the onion.
and this is not an onion.
Oh, that's just shallot.
It's a shallot.
Yeah.
It's a shallot.
Yeah, you thought you was gonna get me. Yeah.
So this is like the big brother, little brother to the onion.
Okay.
All right, so we got the shallot because the shallot is a lot more flavorful. All right, but we're gonna take some quality control real quick.
Okay.
You wanna take a shot with me?
Sure, why not? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Only the finest.
Only the
finest when Sallis is on sale.
Only the finest over here at Chef Junie Entertainment. We treat our guests well. You need a chaser?
No,
All right.
come on.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
I'm just checking. Just
Oh,
checking.
come on.
I'm just checking.
How many times you gonna try to play? You tried to play me like 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we just gonna jump into this recipe, but before we get into this recipe, I want to talk to you a little bit.
Sure. What are we talking about?
My first question is, I want to know, how are you? How are you physically, mentally, emotionally? How's Sallis today?
I feel good. I feel really, really good. You know, some people may or may not know. Last year during 2020, I battled stage 3 cancer and whatnot, and was able to come through that, and I feel amazing. I've been cancer-free since March of this year. I feel great, the best I've felt in years, and mentally I feel amazing, right? Because quarantine was tough for everybody, right? But I was also, you know, battling, you know, my situation. So to come out of that, I'm just ready to work. I'm ripping and running. I'm doing everything that I can. You know, I'm full of, you know, I'm inspired every day. You know, just working as hard as I can. So life is amazing right now.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I seen your interview on Clap It Up. Shout out to Clap It Up. It was a really in-depth, amazing video.
Yeah, Jay Brock did a good job.
Right. So I want to piggyback off a couple of things that they talked about on there.
Sure.
You spoke about your battle with cancer, and I seen in an interview you said you took it on the chin and just kept pushing.
Kept pushing.
How did your kids and your family take when they heard the news?
You know what's interesting is a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a full-time single dad of two daughters, and I've been a full-time dad for like 12 years now, right? And so they're teenagers now, but I have an amazing relationship with my baby girls, and I've always been a very straightforward, upfront, transparent person and parent.
Right.
And so I told them what the situation was, but because I had such a great prognosis, I knew I was going to be fine.
Okay.
I just had to, I had to get surgery and things like that, but I knew I was going to pretty much be fine. And so I was honest with them, told them the situation, but said, but I'm going to be fine. Like, you do not have to worry. And at least outwardly, they'd have to tell you how they felt inwardly, but outwardly they were very much, they were the same. It was like, nothing was really different,
Right.
I mean, even to the point where like when I was going through the chemo, when you go through chemo, like you leave the facility, they give you like a pump for a couple more days, right? That you kind of put in like a fanny pack, right? Yeah. And I was working from home or whatever, and when I would like walk downstairs, I cook myself something to eat. They would like, oh, I'm hungry too, and they would like make me cook for them. While I'm on, it's like, yo, you guys can cook, but I'm cooking for you. You know what I'm saying? So like they didn't treat me any different.
Right, they treat you the same.
Treat the same. Now the thing is I think my mom, because she's my mother, and I, no matter how old I am, I'm always gonna be her baby. She took it hard, but she wore it well.
Okay.
She wore it well, but I didn't understand until after the fact that how that impacted her. And anyone who's a parent, we never think about ourselves, and we're always think, we're fine, we're strong. But when it comes to our kids are different, and we never stop being a parent.
Right.
And as old as I am, I had to remember, I'm still her child.
Exactly.
And so looking back, I realized that was very hard for her.
Okay. Let's jump into this real quick.
Okay.
We still talk a little bit, but I want to start cleaning up these prawns, these shrimp. Where my gloves go? All right. So we're just gonna jump into cleaning up these prawns real quick.
Okay.
Get some gloves. I'm gonna show you how to do these. And I got some more questions for you.
I got answers for you.
Give me the backstory of Sallis.
That's a long answer. So the backstory, like you want to know,
like from the day you was born up until now. Like what?
Hey, I'm old.
What was the first image you saw when you came out your mother's womb?
Hey man, let me tell you something, man. I was born in the 70s. I ain't like these 80 babies. You know what I'm saying? I'm born in the 70s. I mean, I have a long history. What a lot of people, don't know is my mom was a a teenage, mom had me when she was 17. She turned 18 a month after I was born. And, very typical single mom, story. But, I've always, looked up to her because of her, strength and commitment to always putting me in the best situation possible. So she got her first apartment in Lamar Park as a teenager, and then shortly after that, we moved to Hollywood.
Right.
Actually, in Hollywood, and my grandparents bought a house in Hollywood, so I kind of.
Oh, you a rich kid.
Well, I won't say I'm rich, but I was not poor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
So what we did just now, we just cut out the back and pulled out
yeah, we don't need that.
the boo boo.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah. So you moved to Hollywood. Your grandma bought a house in Hollywood.
So I didn't watch you do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You want me to ask questions? Answer questions, or you want me to work? You're like, which one are we doing?
Answer questions while working.
Well, you want me to do both? Okay.
Yeah, in the kitchen we'll tell you, multitask.
Multitasking, okay.
Right, so you just cut the back down.
Put the back down.
All right, spread it open.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is pretty clean. Pull it out like that.
And just leave it like that?
Yeah, leave it like that. Okay. All right, so back to this story.
Yeah, so we moved. Let's see here. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, there we go.
Like so.
And you cut and get a little bit deeper in there, so you get the flesh a little bit.
Is that a little too shallow?
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said just peel it back.
Yeah, you got to cut it all the way down to the knuckle right there at the
Gotcha.
bottom.
Got you.
See, simple, right?
No. No, we cooking.
We cooking. Pull it back a little bit. Don't take it all the way off.
And then open it up a little bit.
Open it up a little bit. Find that poop chute.
Which is this right here.
Yeah. Grab that, pull that out. Yeah, this one's pretty clean. We're also gonna take it to the sink and rinse it out a little bit. Whatever we don't get right now.
Okay. Did I get enough of it, or is that's still it right there, right?
Yeah, a little bit right there. You want to use your knife?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Pull it up a little bit.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Bring it on out.
All right, I'm gonna give this one back to you.
All right, I'll do this while I talk to you.
Yeah. So so moved to Hollywood for a little while until second, third grade. Then moved to Santa Monica, and then from Santa Monica to Manhattan Beach for a little bit. And then by the time it was time for me to start sixth grade, my mom and then stepdad, we moved to Rancho Cucamonga, and I was out there from sixth grade to senior year.
Okay.
And and then after that, time to go to college, I picked Long Beach State. And so I moved from, the IE, Rancho Cucamonga, to Long Beach, went to Long Beach State, and pretty much been in Long Beach ever since.
Right. All right, you see
Okay.
how we cut the back down like that, and we just open it up. Maybe Grant can get a close-up shot of this.
I'll do this last one.
Yeah.
See if I can do it a little bit better.
Cut that back down. Cut it all the way down to the knuckle.
Like so?
Yeah. Then we spread the cheeks. Get the Duke shook out.
Okay, that is like
Yeah. There we go.
Yep. All right. So so that's kind of pretty much my story up until, like I said, college. Been in Long Beach, ever since. Moved back to Rancho for a little bit when I started a family and whatnot, just for a few years before I came back to Long Beach.
Okay. What I want to know is, why is it such a divide between LA and Long Beach?
Since I'm not from like born and raised in Long Beach, but I've been there a long time. I get that. How LA cats look at Long Beach cats. Long Beach they're a little different, but you have to understand that it really is its own city.
Right.
Like Long Beach is a self-contained city. Everything that's in LA is in Long Beach except for like Hollywood.
Okay.
So there's a nightlife there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's infrastructure. There's businesses. Like Long Beach in itself is a self-contained city. So Long Beach doesn't need LA.
Right.
Long Beach is like a city of like 500,000 people.
Right.
So it doesn't need LA, and it's just far enough that people think it's a far drive and whatnot, although, it's not that bad. So Long Beach cats can be different. I don't think they're, as weird as LA cats do there. But I'm not technically from there, so I can't,
Okay, yeah.
I'm not repping Long Beach like I'm I'm born and raised either.
Yeah, because LA, when we go to Long Beach, just like we going to a whole nother country. Mm-hmm. It's just real different and real, like you said, they got that, I wouldn't call it weird either, but it's just a different vibe, different atmosphere. And, it's just a hop, skipping away. So a lot of people associate Long Beach with LA, but it's two different cities.
It is two different, you know what I'm saying? But, a lot of it is still kind of, the same. You still have the same, there's still, street politics and things like that. So, but there's just such tremendous diversity in Long Beach, which is why I love it. It's so much diversity in that city.
Besides Snoop Dogg, who's your favorite rapper out of Long Beach?
If I had to pick one?
Yeah. Besides Snoop Dogg.
I can't pick one because there's so many dope ones and they're all kind of different. But obviously on the older side, I would say, so you got people like Trady and Crooked, right? But as far as the young cats that are coming up, always paid attention to TF, DW Flame, who's young cat, Savvy Third, who's been around for a little while now. He's super crazy hard.
You fuck with Vince Staples?
Oh, Vince, yeah. See,
there's
just
so many. It's hard to pick.
There's just so many. Vince is amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And Vince is known for doing a lot of hip hop and and kind of more experimental, kind of music. But when he does that street shit, Vince is he's a really good rapper.
How do you feel about him saying he is underground rapper?
I get where he's coming from because he hasn't really had quote unquote commercial success.
Right.
He hasn't had a big radio hit. He hasn't had a top 40 single, things like that. So he is kind of more of a niche underground artist in the sense that people that know him he doesn't have maybe national or worldwide notoriety.
Right.
Although he's done big things. He's done Sprite commercials. He's done festivals. He's done a lot of big things. He's always been on a major, but he definitely is more on the, I guess you could say, underground because of how he markets himself, the kind of music he makes, and he, like I said, he hasn't necessarily had radio kind of exposure.
So I listened to Joe Budden.
Okay.
And Joe Budden was saying how because he gets X amount of dollars for a show, or because he's a top paid act on these festivals that quote unquote underground rappers can't get on, he wouldn't classify him as an underground rapper.
The thing about it's funny is it's interesting that you bring that up. I was in a clubhouse room for a few minutes. I can't really do clubhouse for long stretches because there's a lot of just people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I was in a room and they were talking about what is underground, is that a real thing, and things like that. And I think you can be financially successful and be underground at the same time.
See, that's what I'm saying. The stigma of an underground rapper don't get paid top dollar is what is set in the
that's a misconception.
Right.
You can be underground even while, for instance, Tyler the Creator in his come up, right? There was a point maybe you could consider him underground, but he was always making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Artists like Murs, he has money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tech Nine, he's got money. These are very well paid, even and so Vince, it can make really good money. He doesn't have to get a day job or anything like that. He can be a full time. If you're a full time artist, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have to do anything else, you're successful, in my opinion.
So, would you consider, or not? Would you consider? How would you define underground rapper?
I define underground by the casual hip hop listener, right? So just the people that aren't necessarily in the trenches looking for new music. They just kind of like whatever that they're exposed to, whether they watch YouTube all day or listen to the radio or they go to some of the bigger DSP playlists, right? Just people that are just casual fans. If they don't know about you, you're probably more underground. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So underground is more of a niche type thing.
It's niche, but you can have a huge underground following.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's, like I said, there's very successful underground acts that, are millionaires.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Living very comfortably and can walk down the street and you just don't even know who they are.
Exactly.
You know
Because it's not hard in today's day and age to have 1 million people listen to your music.
No.
And I still would consider you underground because out of the 300 million, just 1 million, but you still can live a successful life with that million people core audience
Exactly.
listening and subscribing to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it today. We're gonna clean up this area a little bit, and we're gonna jump right back over here, and we're gonna start on this cooking process. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace. All right, so now that we back, we got our prawns right here. We're gonna season these bad boys up.
Okay.
We're gonna cook them,
Okay.
and then we're gonna put them to the side so we can start on the risotto, all right?
Okay.
So what we're gonna use to season them, a little bit of light seasoning, we're gonna use some salt.
So you did put some oil in the pan, though, right?
Yeah, I put about a tablespoon of olive oil.
Okay.
That's just so the
Nothing
don't
sticks.
sticks, right? Right. See, you know
No, come on.
what
Like
we're
I
doing.
said, my mom taught me how to cook at
Right.
8 years old.
Right.
I've been doing this a long time.
Okay. What you cook for your daughters?
I did for a while, and now that they're older, and I taught them how to cook when they were younger, and so now they handle them. They take care of.
What is the favorite thing they like that you cook?
I don't know if they have a favorite that I particularly like.
Like top ramen.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna come for you no more.
I'm
That's
not gonna lie. My daughter's top ramen. My daughter can really see. My ex-wife could really cook, right? And I can cook, well. But my daughter is the best of like both of us, where she has the natural talent of her mom, but then like my just creativity of just like throwing random shit and shit. And her ramen is fire. I'm not gonna even lie. My oldest baby, who's 18 or 17, her ramen is impressive.
What we're gonna do right here, we're just gonna get these prawns,
Okay.
a little bit of salt
And the tail.
and tail all over. We're gonna have some onion powder.
Okay. So salt, onion powder.
Get your Salt Bay on. Garlic powder,
Okay.
not garlic salt.
The garlic powder.
Garlic powder, not onion salt, onion powder. A little bit of black pepper. And that's pretty much it for this. So we got salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of black pepper. And the trick is to kind of go high, because when you go high, it can evenly disperse.
Okay. Got you.
When you go low, it's like you just sprinkle it in one spot. Yeah, there we go.
Got you. Okay. You might know a little something.
A little something,
You know what I'm saying? No matter what, Bobby was talking about earlier, I fuck with you.
Oh yeah, what was Bobby saying earlier?
I ain't no snitch, but.
So how do you feel about a lot of out-of-towners moving to LA and kind of like, I want to say messing up the ecosystem, but not knowing the street politics and just coming to LA and setting up shop and things happening that shouldn't happen?
So in general, I understand why people come to LA and they should come to LA. LA really, you know how like America was always considered like the land of opportunity for like people in other countries and whatnot.
Right.
LA is that for people in America.
Right.
You come to LA to chase your dreams, whether it's in the entertainment business or whatnot. So, did this one get done?
I don't think you got that one done.
And so people coming here, I completely understand, and they should, because LA is like, I think LA is amazing. It's, I think it's one of the great cities in the country.
Right.
Now, the issue that I have is that people come here and they want access to our resources for themselves,
Right.
but they don't invest in having an LA experience, right? So they don't come and really like invest in the culture and whatnot.
Back into the community.
Yeah, as far as like just experience things. You know what I'm saying? Just experience the people, experience like why LA is the way it is, right?
Right.
As opposed to just here for their own personal,
Right.
gain. So I have that issue of, if you come here, pursue your dreams, pursue your goals, but like have a real LA experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't just come and for your own personal
Take.
and then complain about what you don't like.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
It's like very like.
You know what I've noticed? Because I know a lot of people that's not from LA come to LA, do their thing, and they hang around other people that's not from LA.
Exactly.
Don't really hang around real LA people, and they'll sit there and say, "Oh man, LA is nothing but fake people."
And the thing is, and so that's what we have to understand when people say LA is nothing but fake people, right? Our number one industry in this city is the land, is the industry of make believe.
Right.
We literally like TV. Think about TV and film, right? If you've ever been to Universal Studios, right? You take that tour, you'll see what you think is a house, and you drive behind, and it's like it's not a real house, right?
Yeah.
That's LA. We are supposed to be fake because we manufacture, a false reality.
Right.
So people come here, and then the persona is that.
Right.
So I get why people say it's fake, but when you leave the Hollywood area and you go south to Los Angeles, there's real people.
Right.
There's
So that's
real
my
people.
problem. They don't travel south of Wilshire.
Exactly.
And they stay in a little close group of other people that's not from LA. So you can't really judge LA.
Well, and people who come in here to be fake, right? Because
Right,
they're coming here to be in the
exactly.
in the entertainment business.
You hang around
and they're trying to fake it till they make
you
it.
say LA is full of fake people, but it's just the circle you're around. Come south to Wilshire,
Exactly.
to the hood where we really reside, and see how real LA could be.
LA can be very, very real.
All right, so now we're just gonna put these in the pan,
As is.
as is.
We're not gonna take nothing off.
Nothing off.
Wow.
You wanna take the eyes off?
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just making sure I understand what you're talking about.
You're not scared, right?
No.
Okay. What you say you from?
How many we're putting in here?
We're gonna put at least 4 in right now.
Ooh. Now that I'm scared of. You cooking it with the shell on?
Cooking with the shell on.
Interesting.
Trap all that flavor in there.
Okay.
Trap all that juice
I
in
ain't
there.
gonna question. I'm just making sure I understand.
Right. Cook with all that. So we're gonna cook these for about maybe 4 minutes on each side.
Okay.
Let these cook up nice.
I know you don't have a timer, but okay.
Yeah, you know. The Rolex says.
My bad.
It's just a little.
Just a little light.
Yeah. You know?
Okay.
You want another shot of
No.
that?
You know
The $3,000 bottle of Louis?
I'm good.
Okay,
man,
I'm
you
just.
know what I'm saying? Hey, Chef Junie got money, and he didn't pay me to be here. I just want to make sure everyone understands. I don't got the money he got.
I ain't got no money. It's all fake.
Oh, so you want to fake LA cats?
I'm faking it till you make it. I wanted to fake what they
So
talking
you're
about.
saying you're one of the problem? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the problem.
Oh, you're the problem.
I'm definitely the problem.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
All right. Let these cook. See how it's turn nice and red. Going from Crips Blood.
Yeah.
You know, we all about
They're
that.
Transformers.
We all about diversity around here. You know. So speaking about Crips and Bloods.
Speaking about
Crips and Bloods.
yes.
How do you feel about these LA rappers or these LA street guys that turned rappers that's now have beef with each other and dissing each other on wax and it's spilling out into the streets? Because a lot of innocent, I wouldn't say civilians, but it's affecting a lot of innocent people in the community.
You know, it's tough because, you have to understand these street politics and street relationships are generational now, right? And so, when certain people don't, fuck with each other, it goes back. They don't even know the origination of why they don't fuck with each other, right? But I respect it. I get it. I don't question it. The issue that I have is when they want to be in this business, in the entertainment business, in the rap business, and whatnot. You have to be inclusive, right? Because we all have to work together, especially on some LA shit. Like we have to work, together. And you see when artists, the more successful artists, they can put a lot of that to the side and understand that we can work together. And what's funny is when you take the street element out, a lot of these cats really respect each other. If you just hold yourself, a certain way, carry yourself a certain way on some man shit, niggas will generally fuck with each other no matter where they're from. If it's on some, you handle your shit a certain way, I handle my shit a certain way, we can get together, make some music and make some money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They always want to make, some music.
Everybody want to make some money.
And, and niggas is fans of other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of their fun.
So what do you think, why do you think, you think it's just because of the generational?
Well, so the younger cats, right, when you're young, you don't have the perspective of being around and living a longer life and things like that. And so, you're just kind of just full of all this testosterone and you have to release all this energy and not realize the perspective of living a little longer and the benefits of real relationships.
Right.
Like, if you're 20, think about when you were like 22, 23, right? And how you conduct yourself now. You're a much different man now.
Right.
You have a much different perspective, things like that. But if you're on some street shit or you're from the street, who's gonna give you that perspective of, calm down, relax, don't trip about that. Yeah, you're right. He did, he was out of bounds on that, but it's not that big a deal. Like, let's look at the bigger picture, the longer play.
So do you think it's more of they need mentorship?
Yes. You know what I'm saying? And just people just to kind of let them know like life is long if you allow it to be.
Right.
If you allow it to be, life is long. You know what I'm saying? And get the most that you can out of this. And yes, your start was here. That doesn't have to be your end.
Right.
You know, just because you started there, that doesn't have to be. You know, when you look at someone as old as Snoop is right now, right?
Right.
Snoop's a grandfather.
Yeah.
He's still crippin'.
He's still crippin'.
But he's a grandfather.
And he started out with the BS, with the murder cases.
Exactly. Allegedly.
Well, he was found not guilty, so we ain't gonna say that.
And so, but you know, as he's grown, he's got perspective, and he's worked with everybody. He's worked with obviously with the Bloods, and then he's also worked with other people from other cities and things like. You know, he understood the bigger. I mean, you know, he was signed to a label that was, you know, with Suge and whatnot. So he understood the you know, as he got older, the grandeur, the bigger picture.
Right. How do you feel about Draco saying he's the savior of California rap?
Well, I mean, I get the youthful exuberance.
Right.
Let's just say. I think, you know, there's a lot of cats that are doing great things in California and in LA. And so on some rap shit, it's kind of like when T.I. said he was king of the South. Right. Like, you get it. Like, all right, you're a young, you know, artist and things like that. My only concern is that, you know, sometimes I think Draco purposely likes to, like, you know, push the envelope, press certain buttons and things like that. I would prefer, as an older guy in the city, as an older guy in the game, as a lot of people's big homies, that, you know, we can be a little bit more, you know, inclusive and work together. And if you have issues with somebody, just kind of like leave that to yourself. And things like, you know what I'm saying? But also on some rap shit and some street shit, I get it. I don't necessarily like, you know, co-sign it, but I understand it. We've been doing this for 30 years in rap. This is looking amazing.
So we constantly flipping it because we don't want it to burn on one side. And it's kind of like.
And how high are you cooking this?
This is about at a medium heat.
So medium?
Medium, low heat. You know, these little. On a real stove, we do medium heat. These little camping burners that we got going on right now. We got to play with the heat a little bit.
I got you.
But you want to do it on a little medium heat. You just want to make sure this is cooked all the way through. All right? And actually, I think we might just use these 4 for the recipe today, and we can cook those some other time.
Okay.
What else do I got to ask for you? Are you, so you was talking about how you grew that trust with DJ Head and Chuck by being useful to them.
Well, I brought value.
But bringing value.
Yeah, bringing value. Yeah, that's a principle that Head and I always talk about. Bring value in every situation if you can.
So talk more about that. Why is it so important to bring value? And I ask that because that's what I say always. Mm-hmm. Like, what can I bring to the table instead of me just asking for something?
So what's interesting is when you're young and inexperienced, but you have this goal and aspiration to do something, especially in the entertainment business, right? You need to work with people who are a little more established, more successful. But when you get established and successful in the entertainment business, everyone that you encounter always wants something from you.
Right.
It's always like, what can you do for them? You know, no one ever asks, hey, what can I do for you?
Right.
Right? It's just take. You know what I'm saying? When you're a very successful person in the business, everybody wants something. So if you're the person who says, what can I do for you, and ask for nothing in return, it's refreshing.
Right.
Right? It's just refreshing, like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? And it's a great way to be around, to learn, get some relationships, and show people that you're there for the right reasons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being that most people want to like take, like put me on, co-sign me, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's like, no, let me, you know, earn my way.
Right.
And whatnot. You know, how can I, you know, like I said, how can I bring, you know, value
what
to?
What can I bring?
You know what I'm saying?
That's like, not kind of how I got on, but that's what led me into being the position I am today. Mm-hmm. I was sitting at work, working a 12-hour shift.
Okay.
I worked from at the
what was the job?
I worked as a CNA at the hospital.
Okay.
Literally cleaning ass all night. Sitting there.
It's an amazing job.
It's an amazing job. And I take pride in it.
Yes.
Like, I would never front like, you know, how this or that. I was a CNA. Mm-hmm. I was taking care of people, families that nobody else could take care of.
Exactly.
So I'm always proud of what I did. But I was sitting there after a 12-hour shift. I go online, and there's a rapper. He used to do YouTube, and now he's a rapper. And I saw him doing a music video. And he got a couple million followers on Instagram. And I knew I wanted to work with him. But I'm like, if I hit him up, he's not gonna see it.
No.
He got people hitting him on early. Let me
Exactly.
figure out who his manager is.
Exactly.
Found out who his manager is. A couple thousand followers. Hit him up. Boom. I see you guys got a music video today. I can come cook for you guys. I don't know what kind of food you are providing. I can come cater the event for you. Well, we usually just do pizza. I said, tell you what, I can do this, and this. And I'll come cook for you guys. And here's the catcher. I want to work with you guys in the future.
Yeah.
If you guys like what I do, we can work together in the future. And that's been 2 years ago, and now I still get constantly calls from these people. Hey, we got this event, we got that event, we got that. It's like, what can I provide for you?
And we all have some value that we can provide.
Right.
You know, in my relationship with Head, beyond what I did with, you know, Chuck and Head at Homegrown, what I did for Head specifically was I was willing to pick him up from where he lived and drive him, and we would come to LA and Hollywood and, you know, and just, you know, link up with people that he already knew.
Right.
But I was willing to drive, spend my gas, use my car in my time, right? I had no problem with that. That was mine. But I was in, what people don't realize is that you're making an investment in yourself. You're not investing in them. When you did that, you're making an investment into yourself.
Right.
And that's why you are where you are now. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay. And you know, and that's the thing about investment. It's not always just about the money. It's about the time, the effort, and the commitment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had to buy the food, all that. But you had to cook the food, shop the food, spend the time on the set, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then get like nothing in return for that.
Right.
But it was an investment.
But it was an investment that will pay off in the long run. Because
I'm
I'm not that I'm a cocky dude, but I always believe in myself 155,000%. So I know once I'm into the door,
yes,
the doors are gonna be wide open.
And that's the thing is the door leads into the room, and you got to get into the room.
You gotta get into the room.
Got to get into the proverbial room, whatever the room is in your industry, and they got to get into the room, and then you know what I'm saying, and then see what happens. But you can't do anything outside of it.
Outside of the room.
Nothing.
You gotta get access.
Got to get into the room.
Just like when for OT Genesis, right? I got a call from my cousin, Charles Cali Picks. He called me and said, "Yo, OT needs a chef for tonight." And this is like right when the pandemic started.
Oh, okay. So
Right.
it was like early last year.
Early last year. And I'm all the way in Fontana.
Okay.
But I know if I get in that room, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Because I know my skills, I know my professionality.
Exactly. You know what you bring to the
I know
table.
what I bring to the table.
And they're not, you know, and they're not going to come to Fontana to find out.
They're not coming home. So I showed up, did my thing, cooked, and from there was a weekly call. Hey, come cook. Hey, I got this going on. Hey, come cook. Hey, I got this interview with Charlie Wilson for our new single. Come cook. So it opened the door, like you said, for me to get into the room and access to all these other people. So I always say, and I think I seen either you or DJ Head said, know the value of something without a paycheck attached to it.
Exactly. See, the thing is there's different forms of currency in life.
Right.
And experience is an amazing currency.
Right.
It's an amazing currency. And the more experience you can get, you know what I'm saying, brings, you know, allows you to be better at what it is that you know, that you do. And it's not even like, for instance, your experience for you wasn't the cooking experience. It was cooking in that environment
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
You could already cook,
Right.
which is why you felt confident. But could you cook in that environment?
Right.
Could you cook for people of that caliber?
Exactly.
Could you deliver what they were needing? Could you cook in the time, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Those
right.
kinds of experiences.
Because that opened the door for a few months later, OT Genesis birthday party. That's where I first met DJ Head. That's why I met Lil Boosie. Oh, I'm gonna hit you up. Your food is fire. I got some people in town. I want you to come cook.
I
for
want
me.
you to come cook.
That's why I met Snoop Dogg for the first time. You know, I let a lot of people in there because OT trusted me enough that like, okay, you've been cooking for me this long. I see your caliber of chef. I see your caliber of professionalism. Come cook for me at this star-studded event.
Exactly.
And I was like, that was it for me.
That was it.
All right. So these prawns are ready.
Okay.
You see they turn nice and beautiful. We're gonna set this to the side.
Okay. So we're just gonna put that to the side. They're good as is.
They're
right
good
now.
as is.
Okay.
We're gonna set this aside. We're not gonna cook the other two unless you want the other two. I don't know how hungry you are.
Well, I mean, there's other people that I don't care about on set right now, so I don't know if they want them.
Well, we gonna get to them.
Oh, okay.
All right. We pressed on time, so we're gonna set this to the side.
Okay.
All right. And we're gonna jump into making the risotto. We're gonna change our gloves, take these gloves off. Just throw them at the closest person you see.
Oh, really? Easy call.
Easy call. All right. Now we're gonna get that pot right there,
Okay.
and we're gonna go ahead and put this on.
Do we need this lid?
No, we don't need to.
Okay.
We also gonna put this on a low medium heat.
Low medium. Okay.
All right. And for this one, we usually want to use truffle oil, but this is the $1,000 risotto. This ain't the little risotto that you get. You know, this $1,000 risotto.
You know why? Because Sallis is here.
Because Sallis is here.
You know what I'm saying?
We got class and elegance and yeah.
So okay, yeah, we're
We got
using
some
truffle oil.
oil.
That's what I'm with.
Yeah, you know.
Black truffle oil.
Black truffle oil. Because black is excellent.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
smell that?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna use about a tablespoon of truffle oil.
As you're eyeballing that.
Yeah, boom, there we go, right there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cut up these shallots.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't even let me know.
This is not my show. I don't know if you know this ain't the Sallis show.
Well,
I'm a guest.
Because I got so much skills, I'm gonna cut these up real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
You know, so we're gonna go like that. And I'm gonna use your knife and cutting board.
As you should.
All right, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go.
Oh, so that's how they do that.
That's how they do that. Use your knife as a guy. You wanna try?
No.
You sure?
I got you.
Okay,
You
right.
got it. That's all you, champ.
We got our truffle oil right there. We got our truffle oil in there. We're letting that heat up. We're gonna add our shallots to that.
Approximately, you know, like.
About 2 tablespoons of shallots.
Okay. You know, because you know, there's people watching this that want to know
Right.
how I make my famous risotto.
Right.
And
Well,
I want them. I
we're
want to
gonna
make
have-
sure that they have.
We're gonna have all the recipes in the comments
Okay.
down below. The exact measurements of
Good.
everything.
For Sallis' risotto.
For Sallis' risotto, that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna call it too.
Yes,
Sallis'
we're calling
risotto.
this.
So we're gonna let these get nice and translucent. You don't want-
Translucent.
Yeah, nice and
Oh,
translucent.
look at you using
Yeah,
SAT
you know,
words.
SAT words.
You're not just a chef.
No.
You're not just your ordinary chef.
I'm a high-end high school dropout.
Yeah, high in high school. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
We're gonna let those cook up a little bit, nice and translucent, nice and soft, about 2 minutes.
Okay.
You know. And then what we want to do is we want to get our rice,
And what's the rice again?
arbora rice.
Yes.
I can't really say it, but arbora rice, right? We're gonna put that in there, and we're gonna let that cook up a little bit too. We're gonna let that get nice and toasted.
And so you don't have to add any water or anything like that.
Not yet.
Okay, later.
Not
Okay.
yet.
All right.
So that's where
Because
the
I kind of know how to make rice. So.
right. That's where the 8 cups of we could take.
Oh, the
tray too.
broth.
The broth.
Oh, see,
Right.
everything makes sense.
Everything makes sense now, right? So we're gonna let these nice and toasted for about a couple minutes. If you stop moving. So as that gets nice and toasted, we're gonna bring the pot of broth over.
Okay.
And you're
Is this
gonna
the
be-
broth right here?
No, the broth is over here.
Oh, it's been warm. Should I bring it over now?
Yes. Is it hot?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right, we don't want to put cold broth. You can set it right there on the towel. We don't want to put cold broth into the risotto
Okay, so you want to warm
because
it up.
they'll lower the heat down,
Yeah.
and we won't get that creaminess we're looking for, right? So we just let
So
it
how long have you been warming up this broth?
just till it gets to a boiling point and then turn off the pot.
Gotcha. So now it's just nice and warm.
Nice and warm, right? We just don't want to add a cold stock.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using chicken stock. If you want, you can use a vegetable stock, make it vegan.
Okay.
You can leave out the butter and cheese.
Probably the prawns won't be vegan, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you can leave. You can, you can put like what's vegan, like kale.
I don't
or
know. I'm not
something?
vegan. I don't do that.
Like
I
kale
don't do that
or
shit.
lettuce or grass or whatever. Y'all can take out the prawns.
Whatever they're talking about, I'm not with that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Y'all can take out the prawns and put that vegan stuff in there, right? So we get these nice and toasted. How many times have I said that? Like 5, but it's okay. See how it's nice and getting nice and toasted
Yeah.
now? All right, so now we're gonna do our shot. And this is where we're gonna deglaze the bottom of the pan.
Deglaze.
Deglaze, right? Well, a nice shot. $600 a shot.
Woo, you hear that?
You hear that?
Can't do that with just regular old Henny.
Can you do that? All right. You get it into it. You smell that?
Yeah.
All right. And like I said, if you guys, the traditional recipe calls for white wine. So use white wine, all right? And now we're gonna get our ladle and we're gonna ladle in about 1 ladle at a time of the rice. I mean of the chicken stock,
Okay.
all right?
Just go ahead.
Yep.
How many ladles should I be doing?
Get another one. And maybe 1 more. So you want about
3-ish?
Yeah, you want about you want the rice to be a little bit submerged in the water or in the stock.
Just a little bit.
A little bit
Gotcha.
submerged, right? So we want to constantly move this, right? This is not like the regular rice, you just let it cook, right? You want to constantly move because you're releasing that starch, and that's what makes it creamy, right?
Gotcha.
So we want to keep on stirring this. I'll let you take care of stirring that while I'll ask you some more questions. Are you familiar with Kendrick?
Kendrick?
Yeah.
The artist?
Yeah.
A little, not really.
Okay, my question with that is, how would you, because there's a lot of LA rappers, well, two that I know about, that went viral off of TikTok.
You know what? Do know? Yes, I do. I do know Kendrick because I know his publicist.
Okay.
Sometimes I forget all the different people, but yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yes.
What kind of advice would you give these rappers that go viral off of TikTok in order to capitalize off of their viral moment?
So here's the thing, right?
We can add some more stock to that.
How many ladles should I add?
You got about one. Yeah, there we go.
I don't think I need another one.
Nah, we want to gradually incorporate the stock.
So that's an interesting question because you got it.
Yeah.
Because when artists go viral, a lot of times, and that's their goal, you can tell kind of by like the kind of record they did to kind of go viral. In my opinion, I think a lot of times they're not necessarily artists who music is like their love as much as celebrity is their goal. Right? They just want to be known in a way, and music is a great, can be a great vehicle because there's no barrier to entry to do music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get a laptop, it has programs, you get a beat, record yourself, boom, put on TikTok, edit it, and and if it's good or good enough to go viral, it goes viral. And so to capitalize on that, the thing is as regular consumers, right, we're overly stimulated with content. You know what I'm saying? All people are dropping videos, songs, shows. We're binging shows. There's movies. You can stream movies. Like there's like so much. There's news. I mean, there's just so much going on, right? So when you have when you go viral, like you have our attention in that moment. But for it to really make sense, you have to give us something to really like chew on, right? Something of some substance at some point. Because if not, you're kind of here today, gone today. Because it's like, okay, we saw the video, and now what?
Right.
I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I even think the song is, pretty catchy. I've played it 7, 10 times. But now what? And if the goal was to go viral, you did that. If the goal is to really be an artist, then you have to go be an artist.
Right.
And that's a different skill set, and that's a different process, and that's a different goal.
Because I think he got 2 songs that went viral. He just released another one a few days ago.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a pretty good artist. I like his music, and I'll be,
I think for him and the situation he's in, because I know, the label he's at, and like I said, and his publicist is a friend of mine, it's not gonna be all right, how do we go from you make these viral songs to making like a real project, to make real songs that people can like really like enjoy and you can actually have a fan base. There's people who know you for your virality, and then there's people that are just a fan of of your actual art. Can you go make the songs now and whatnot? And that's the goal of his team, his team, and the label he's with. It's like, okay, let's go make these songs and whatnot and have a real fan base.
Do you think it's possible to transition from being a TikTok rapper to being an actual rapper?
If I'm being honest,
yeah.
Technically yes, most likely no, and it's not because it's a lack of skill or ability. It's a lack of if that's what you really want to do.
Right.
I don't think people have enough respect for the art of making music. Like what it really takes to make music, right? It's like, oh, I can do, it's like, no. Like, there's a difference when you see at the highest, tier, highest caliber, like a Kendrick Lamar, right? So, if you put like Kendrick Lamar next to like this particular artist, you're talking about Ken Dog, is what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference?
Right.
In the caliber, right? And so, when you're really making music and you really want to be around for a while and you want to have a catalog of music and you want to have a long-lasting career that you live off of, and it's truly your art, right? You can't go at it with microwave. You notice we have yet to use a microwave with what you're doing?
Right, yeah.
Are you a chef if you microwave?
No.
All the time? I mean, like all the time? Like if you're always, you can't microwave risotto.
Right.
So TikTok is like microwaving.
Right. You throw it in the microwave.
Right.
You get it real quick.
We're having to cook. We're having to
right.
get ingredients, get some real flame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So speaking, you mentioned Kendrick, right? He recently announced that this will be his last album with TDE.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Do you think is he just ready to get into that more independent bag?
I don't think it's necessarily independent. I think it's, I think there's a goal he has for his career. I think a goal he has for himself as a businessman, right? There might be things he wants to kind of like explore in that world as a businessman and whatnot. And I think, doing something different, is gonna allow him to capitalize on those ideas that he has, that he's been thinking about probably longer than people realize.
Right.
There's probably a goal and agenda that he's been thinking about for a long time that we're not privy to, right? And I think now he's in a position because he's fulfilled his contract. He's like, here, I'm delivering this amount of albums and whatnot. Now I'm ready to kind of go do this other thing in my chapter. It's kind of like, when you see athletes go from like one team to another, like, when LeBron went to Miami, like there was something he wanted to do and whatnot. And then he came back to, Cleveland because there was something else he wanted to do.
And on the same topic as Kendrick, not really the same topic, but BET just released their list of all the awards they're giving out. I'm not giving out, but nominees.
Okay, yeah, for the Hip Hop Awards, which I will be in attendance.
All right, you got an extra ticket?
No. Well, never mind. No, I do not have an extra ticket, you know what I'm saying?
Tell me you don't want me to go without telling me you don't want me to go.
I don't want you to go. See, the thing about me is I just tell you, I specifically don't want you to go.
So, Meg Thee Stallion was nominated for a lot of categories.
As she should.
As she should. I believe she does have like some of the biggest songs out there right now. One of the categories I did not agree with.
Okay. So for the record, that you did not agree with.
Not that Sallis, that I did not agree with was Lyricist of the Year.
Okay.
Now I've heard a lot of Meg Thee Stallion songs.
Okay.
She got some bars, but I want to put her in the lyricist category with a Kendrick, with a J. Cole, even with the Rhapsody. I want to put her in that category. How do you feel about that?
I've always felt, you have to understand, I've been listening to rap for like a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? Like since like literally the early 90s, I've been listening to rap, as my genre of choice. So I've heard a lot of like rap, a lot of lyrics, a lot of songs and things like that. I've never been a fan of the fact that in rap, we try to segment lyricism from songwriting. Because in every other genre, it's about writing the songs, which are lyrics.
Okay.
But in rap, it's like writing a song and being a lyricist are like two different things.
Right.
And it's like we should always be about the song. And I think a really good lyricist is able to put together their lyrics in a way that people can enjoy, understand, and appreciate.
Okay.
What you're talking about is more of the methodology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you think of people like you mentioned, the Coles or the Kendricks and things like that, you think because of the structure and maybe the wordplay and things like that, that makes them more of a quote unquote lyricist. But if her lyrics brings people to to a place of enjoyment, and you get the imagery right, and she's making she's setting the theme, the tone, the concept of the record and whatnot. How is she not a lyricist?
Right.
Now, I get where you're coming from, but how is she not a lyricist, right? And so it's like, I don't necessarily have the same issue, but I haven't cared about lyricism for a long time because...
You just care about the music.
I care about the records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How do we get to the record?
Right.
And I think great records should be championed at all times. What we call that, is it lyrics or not? I don't like the segmenting and compartmentalizing of hip hop because that's just barbershop talk.
Right. Okay.
In my opinion, this is what I'm saying. Like, and right now she's just one of the better rappers in the game right now, regardless of sex or race.
I'll tell you.
There's a lot of stirring in this risotto.
Yeah. You gotta get that hand and use some type of way. All right, we're gonna taste this a little bit. What we want to do is we want to get it to where
Still feels a little crunchy.
We want it a little crunchy, but not too crunchy.
Okay, so all right,
we don't want it too mushy. So it's still, like you said, it's still a little crunchy.
I can feel that. So.
And the reason why we haven't added any seasoning yet because this rice is absorbing all of this stock. So we kind of want to season this at the end.
Gotcha.
All right, this is like a know I want to call you an industry dude,
I am an industry dude.
but this is an industry sort of question.
Okay.
And you might not want to answer this one.
Is it political?
No, it's not political.
Okay.
How do you feel about this Karen Silver situation going on right now?
So it's not political. So first off, you're a liar. And you're full of shit. No. The Karen Silver situation is very interesting, right? Because I've been talking about it for a little while. It's layered. And I think the thing that people need to understand, and from outsiders who are not privy to how this business can work and whatnot, and people who have maybe never been a part of situations, not her specific situations, but situations like that, right? They don't necessarily understand the nuance of these kinds of situations. So I think the biggest issue is perspective, right? I think from the artists who feel away, their perspective, there's probably like, you can understand, it's like, oh, I see why you maybe feel that way. You know, maybe money was spent and you felt like the return on your investment wasn't there.
Right.
And, you know, and maybe you want to question
where the money went.
Her approach, you know, things of that nature, right? But then on the other end, right, on her end, right, she receives the money and then she has her process of how she then is gonna go do the job that, you know, was mutually agreed upon, right? That you maybe don't see, you know, take care of this person, gotta take care of that person right now. And who's to say that that wasn't done and your music didn't translate? Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard, you know, hard to say. Now, what I can say, and I've never, dealt with or worked with, you know, Karen in that way, but I know several people. I know her manager well, and I know people who have worked with her. I myself, coming up in this industry years ago, when I didn't know any better and whatnot, I had people take advantage of me. Right. I had people take advantage of me.
And that's good, because that's what I want to segue into. See why I asked the questions? Yeah. I'm kind of a good interviewer.
Kind of.
All right, so
better interviewer than chef. And so I got taken advantage of, right? And people didn't realize that I was gonna still pursue this regardless. And when they saw me later, they although we never talked about the fact that they took advantage of me, there was an energy of, I fucked up. Right. You know that I didn't do right by you. I didn't call them out. There's people I've never called out. I've kept it to myself. I got stories. Never said nothing.
I mean, we got time.
And so I have been on that end of things and whatnot, which is why me personally, I've never really been one to help people or provide services in necessarily in exchange for money. I feel like I was gonna come from a place of really helping people and being of service and of value. And then if you wanna, take care of me or maybe tie me into the deal, that's fine. I'm grateful and humbled by that. But I come from a place of just really truly wanting to help, because what people don't know, and this is not about Karen specifically, I'm not saying that, but what people don't know about this business is, the underbelly of this business is there are people who know that they can take advantage of people with some money but don't have any experience, and you can flim flam them. Right. You can be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? If you give me this much money, I can get you, played on the radio, or I can get you Spotify playlisting, where I can, and come to find out, they may actually have those relationships, but they're really just out there just getting the bag. And so that is part of the underbelly of Black music, unfortunately. Right. It's just, and so although I am not saying that's what she did, it is something that does exist. It
exists, right. Last question about Karen Silver, and we get off of this topic. I feel you on that part about these artists going to somebody and not really getting what they expected, because it could be multiple factors why it didn't come out.
Well, and before you ask me this next question, you have to understand, a lot of people in life want the shortcuts. Right. It's like, how do I cut the line? Right. And it's like, if I got this much money, can I cut the line? And the thing is in life and success, you can't cut the line. You gotta do the work. Well, you gotta take the stairs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're trying to cut the line and you're trying to shortcut it, it's kind of like people who do crash dieting, right? You may lose a few pounds or whatnot, but when you stop doing that, you're gonna put even more weight back on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm doing right now.
You're gonna pay for that.
I'm crash dieting, and then tomorrow when I eat a cheeseburger,
exactly, it's gonna expand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so you just can't shortcut you can't shortcut the steps. Go ahead and ask me your next
Do
question.
you feel she should be held accountable and possibly go to jail for the Jason of Hollywood Unlocked situation, where she admitted on Clubhouse that she hired a hacker to take down his Instagram?
Well, I mean, I'm no lawyer, but if there's, in general, I think if a law has been broken, that needs to be remedied.
Right.
Just in general, just generally speaking. In that particular situation, I don't know if she should go to jail. I do think that Jason is probably owed some form of restitution,
right.
For damages of some kind. I don't know if he's seeking to sue her or whatnot. I know he is definitely a fan of her going to prison. That's between them. My name is Paul, and that's between y'all. But
how I personally feel is yes, people should be held accountable for their wrongdoings.
People should always be held accountable.
How I also feel is I don't want to see none of my black people in jail.
Yes.
Unless it's some crazy ass crime that they. But if it could be resolved outside of going to jail, hey Jason, I wronged you. Here's X amount of dollars, whatever,
exactly.
Like that.
If that's something that's workable and whatnot,
right.
I do 100% agree with accountability and whatnot. Oh shit.
You're getting me nervous talking about having accountability.
Yeah, you need to be held accountable to your ladling.
All right, so let's get back to the topic of you being done wrong in the past. In that same Clap It Up interview, you talked about a friend doing business with a friend. Was that?
Oh, you're talking about years ago?
Yeah, you did business with a friend and they kind of did you dirty.
Yeah.
And would you recommend doing business with friends? Or?
No. I'm personally not necessarily a fan of partnerships with your friend at the beginning of the journey.
Right.
I think if you've been working with someone 10 plus years and you guys have built a real professional relationship and you know that person, like the back of your hand professionally, like who they are in the business and whatnot, and you guys want to then join in and form something at that point, I believe in partnerships down the line when you really understand somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just because someone's your friend doesn't mean you need to do business with them.
Right.
But we think when you're in your 20s, you think that group of friends that you have are going to be with you your whole entire life. That's not usually the case.
Now look at you spilling.
No one saw that.
Me.
No one saw that, but
I
because
saw
you're a jailhouse snitch, now everyone knows.
I mean, you snitched
You know what
on
I'm
me
saying?
first.
You out here just like like no one saw that. You know what I'm saying? And you just going around just spilling the beans.
So I feel as though you know your friends.
But do you know your friends?
Like I'm doing business with Bobby. You know Bobby.
Mm-hmm. I know Bobby.
I've been knowing
I've known Bobby 10 years.
I've been knowing Bobby more than 10 years.
Okay.
Let's see who friendship's longer. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you claim Bobby. I ain't gonna on camera. You claim Bobby on camera.
We literally been in life or death situations.
Exactly.
So I would literally trust him with my life.
Exactly.
So if I could trust him with my life and I know his character and I know what he's about and I know I've been knowing him long enough to understand him as a person, I feel that I can do business with him.
Yes.
And I got other friends that can't come nowhere near my business.
Now, when you first met Bobby, would you have started a business with him?
No.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the point that I'm making.
Okay, so you're saying when you
Because
first
you've
meet
known
somebody,
him.
Because okay, I get you. So if you know somebody long enough to you,
I mean, and you, like you said, you've had those experiences and things like that. When DJ Head introduces me to people, he says, this is Sallis, my manager, and he says, and my business partner, because we've been through so many things professionally and personally that the personal things we've been through that we don't discuss publicly. He knows he can trust me with anything and whatnot, and so I'm always going to take care of his business. You know what I'm saying? But that came from damn near 10 years, in getting it out the mud together and whatnot, and me coming through in very difficult situations, advising him in different personal situations, whatever it may be and whatnot. And so he knows the character of who I am. and whatnot. That's a different, situation. So I think you and Bobby is different. But like, if you had, you and Bobby met, let's say 12, 15 years ago and whatnot, you just liked him because, you like the shoes he wore. It's like, yeah, we should start a business.
Right.
It's like, you don't know this guy.
All right, so this is pretty much done.
Are we pour the rest of the broth in there?
No, we're not. We use pretty much all of the 8 cups of broth.
Okay, so almost all.
Almost.
But you just kind of slowly ladled it all.
Right, slowly later. You see how it's nice and creamy now?
Now, about how long have I been stirring this?
You've been stirring it for about
My
15, your risotto about 15
Okay.
minutes now, right? So we're gonna add our saffron in there, right?
Okay.
We're gonna see how this pops after we add this risotto. Okay. I don't know if you wanna get close up with this. Y'all wanna get close up with this? We're gonna add this saffron in there and stir it up. And watch how that color just pops and brings it out. I think.
How hot is this thing? 'Cause I need to bring it closer. Oh, it's not hot. Okay. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah,
that
color.
beautiful, vibrant yellow color coming out. Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, I gotta go back to my list of questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where we at?
Oh no, cause I'm on here. I'm cooking.
You cooking? And I'm
cooking
talking.
with the answers and the risotto.
All
I'm
right.
cooking.
So how did that process go with getting DJ Head on the radio?
That's an interesting story. I don't know if I can tell like all of it.
We're gonna turn this pot off now, right? We're gonna turn the pot off now. We're gonna add our Parmesan cheese.
Okay. And how much Parmesan cheese did you set aside?
1/4 of a cup.
A 1/4 of a cup.
Yeah, that's what it says on the paper at least.
Yep.
There we go.
You have to read your script.
Yeah. And then we're gonna add our butter. See how it's nice and creamy and nice and thick?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be, imagine when we put the prawns in here.
Exactly. We're not putting the prawns in there.
Oh, we're gonna hit.
We're gonna
okay.
garnish it.
Gonna garnish. Oh, I see what's going on. I see the vision.
Yeah. So back to the DJ Head.
Okay. The short story is it's based on relationships.
Okay.
Right. It was based off of years of cultivating relationships in very bringing value. Right. And so, when they announced the station, and we were hearing rumors that Big Boy was leaving Power, right? He hadn't done it, but there was like these rumors, and iHeart was flipping, what 92.3 was, which was like I think like an old school R&B station, whatnot, back to an urban station. Head was very determined that he had to get on air. He's like, I got it. I mean, not on air. He had to work for the radio station.
Right.
And he didn't care in what capacity. He's like, I just got to work there. So we were trying to figure out who we knew that would have some influence with the powers that be. So, he's hitting, record reps and, and different people at labels. And
We're gonna taste it, see if it needs any salt or any pepper or anything.
Okay.
I know it's hot.
Yeah, you know that much, huh?
Yeah. You wanna taste some?
No, I know it's good. I've been cooking it.
Yeah, okay.
You still trying to play me?
A little bit of salt.
Oh, okay.
Right. Where's my pepper? A little bit of pepper. We're gonna throw some truffle salt in there, just so we can keep hiking the price up,
And we haven't yet to use the truffle salt. This is our first time?
Salt, yeah.
Okay.
This is truffle salt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And do you have to share this with other people that no one can
No,
see? Okay.
no.
So I think only people that you can see on camera should
Eat this, right? So you were saying?
So it's based on So we were trying to see who we could talk to and whatnot. That that he had a good relationship, and one of the people that he had a great relationship with was Fuzzy Fantabulous,
Okay.
Big Boy's friend
Sidekick,
and right hand man for all those years.
He's to Big Boy what Spliff is to Busta.
Yeah, and Fuzzy had been out of radio, but he was coming back with Big and that to come back to radio when he was making that move. And Head was able to make that call and whatnot. He told Fuzzy like, yo, I need in on this, whatever.
Right.
And Fuzzy's like, I got you.
Okay.
But the reason why that it was that easy was because of what Head had done for Fuzzy earlier.
Right.
Just on some very casual. I could use some assistance here and here kind of a thing and whatnot. and we built a real like organic relationship, you know, with Fuzz and whatnot. And Head had brought, you know, some value to Fuzz and whatnot. You know, just did some, you know, simple helping him out with stuff and whatnot, like computer stuff. But you know, Fuzzy realized that, you know, Head's just a really like great guy and, you know, reliable and things like that. So there was this relationship that was built off of bringing value.
So you're telling me basically it's about relationships and building value.
Always.
Okay.
We're not in. I tell people all the time, I'm not in the talent business. I'm in the relationship business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the fact that people pick up my phone call. I could be standing next to a very talented person, but if no one picks up my phone call, their talent doesn't matter.
Right, yeah. So this is pretty much done now.
Yeah, this is looks.
We're gonna
amazing.
clear this out the way, and now it's time to plate up all this good stuff.
Okay, now we're plating it. Okay.
We're gonna plate it up now. So we're gonna reset right now. You know how we like to do, reset it, and we're gonna get our plates out. We're gonna get the Versace plates out. Who got
the Versace plates.
Yeah, we're gonna get the Versace plates out, and
That's
we're
what
gonna
I'm
set
talking
this
about.
all up, all right? So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace. So we're back. We're about to get into my favorite part of the dish, which is plating. I love to plate it and make it look pretty. So we're gonna jump right into it. While we plating this, I've got a few more questions to ask you.
Okay.
Right? If you could look back in time
Okay.
and see a younger Sallis, what would you tell that younger Sallis?
I don't know if there's, you know, I think about, you know, you see those questions or those memes on social media, and I would need like a 2-hour conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things I've learned over, you know, my journey. You know, the thing is I'd probably tell him early on that, you know, he actually has what it takes to chase this. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think I questioned it earlier in my 20s when I was still trying to, you know, live like quote unquote like a regular like life and whatnot. I didn't, because there was things I didn't know. I felt like because I didn't know, I couldn't do.
Right.
And what you don't realize, it's not about what you don't know, it's about being willing to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we're just making just a
Right. So we're trying to build height. Okay.
So like so. And then a little bit more on top of that. Like so. And so that's the thing that, you know, I think I was hesitant early on in my life and whatnot, because I felt like I didn't know enough and I probably wasn't going to be able to do this, and I didn't give myself the opportunity to understand that it's about, every journey is about learning.
Right.
You know, and never stop being a student. And I've never stopped, you know, being a student. So we're just gonna flip the. Oh, okay, no, I see what you're
Stand
doing.
them up, you know.
I see what you got going on
And so Mozzie just dropped this album.
here. Mm-hmm. Good album too. I just heard.
Great album, Untreated Trauma. Is there any untreated trauma that Sallis deals with?
Yeah, I would say. I didn't quite get. Let's see.
I mean, you're not gonna be as pretty as mine.
No. And I can get, you know, set props too for yours. You know what I'm saying? I think you set me up, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna act like I'm not holding these.
Right. So we gonna do it like this.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, you set me up.
Bet. Finally got you. You tried to play me, I played you. How are you doing this? You're a wizard. Hey, take a picture of that one. But we're gonna call it this one his.
See, I think you. Don't worry, we're gonna get you good at that. We're gonna build a little bridge. We're gonna set them up nice and just like so.
There it is there.
All right.
Trauma. I would say, yeah, it was the scar tissue that was left over people doing me dirty early in my life, early in my career. I'm holding on to that. You know, there's often a saying, it's business, it's never personal, right? And I used to definitely, you know, subscribe to that. And then I realized when I had my kids and I was just starting off in this business and whatnot, and people kind of did me, you know, kind of dirty. There were some situations that, you know, didn't quite, you know, go my way and whatnot. And I realized that And I couldn't understand why I cared the way I cared. And it was because they affected my business.
Right.
But when you affect my business, you affect my ability to feed my kids. That's very personal. So my business is very personal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how this is my legacy. This is how I'm, what I'm, pass on to my kids and things like that. And so when I owned that I cared about when people did bad business to me, I was able to get over some of the things that happened to me, in that way early. And so that's
like that, yeah.
so that's
that's another untreated trauma right there.
Yeah. The setup, the cold setup. You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely, I would say that would be, the thing is getting, overcoming the emotional feeling of, being done certain ways, being done dirty, and then appreciating the tribe of people that I have around me now, and then the love that I get now. I get so much love now that I'm very much like embracing that,
Okay.
and that helps. That's healing.
That's healing.
Everyone, like you wanting me to interview me. It's like, man, people want to interview me. I'm thinking, I just feel like I'm just a regular guy, and now people want to hear my story, want to hear my perspective on things, and so it's like it validated the early part of that journey.
Right. But from the outside looking in to a guy like me, getting a Sallis to say okay is a big deal, because like you're this big figure to me. You're big in the LA community. You're big in the hip hop community. It's like, wow, Sallis said okay.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of also a validation for me. Like, okay, I might be doing something right, where these people that has these big titles in the industry are saying, okay, I'll come through.
And something I've learned, and especially Head and I have learned, is that when we acknowledge people, I was at the Blast show last night, the second show in the Roxy, 2 sold-out nights. But the DJ that opened is a female DJ by the name of DJ Lady, who I know. I've known for just a little bit. I know her team and whatnot. But she killed it, right? And so I sent out a tweet this morning and said, yo, DJ at Letty Set Go killed, really did a great job warming up the crowd and whatnot. And then Head retweeted and said something, and Chuck retweeted and said something, and then my homegirl, who's a publicist, said something. And when I was talking to Lady about it, she was so overwhelmed with emotion that we all liked it, but we all acknowledged it. And I'm thinking, it means a lot to acknowledge that people are doing dope stuff, And so when I came
Lady
here,
from the Brown Bag Podcast, right?
No, that's Letty. I'm talking about Lady.
Oh,
DJ
Lady.
But I do know Letty as well. And I
I
realized
know she was a DJ too.
So I realized that when you let people know that you're paying attention, B, you acknowledge what they're doing, that means so much to me. And it doesn't cost me anything to do that. If you want me to, when you guys wanted to interview Head, set that up, no problem. When you guys wanted me to come up, no problem. Because it's the respect of what you got building and whatnot, and knowing your partner and Bobby for as long as I have. I remember when Bobby was, he was.
So we're going back to this Bobby argument, huh?
Yeah, that's your guy. It's not my guy. But I remember when he was a rapper. He had a radio show. He could tell you. I pulled up to his radio show. At Dominguez.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was always so when he reached out for things like that, it's like, Bobby, you're my guy. Whatever you need. It's never. I don't consider myself the way people see me. I don't see myself. I see myself as still the same Sallis that's trying to get it.
Right.
And so I'm accessible. I pull up. If I can help, I can help. If you need something, I'm the same guy. I'm always going to be that guy because I remember needing access and people denying me that access. Yeah. And it's like, why? For what? So it's an honor that you wanted to sit and talk to me. You wanted to learn my famous risotto.
Yeah, I wanted to learn your famous risotto. It looks amazing. I might have to steal this recipe from you.
You should. You should put it online.
I should put it on.
I
should start a YouTube channel.
Yes. See, now you see the vision.
Right, I see now. I knew I brought you on for a reason.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Swiss Beat calls you right now.
Swiss Beats?
Swiss Beats.
Okay.
Sallis.
Is this going to be a versus conversation?
This is going to be a versus. Sallis.
All right, Swiss Beats calls me. Okay, what's the question?
Ring, Sallis. I want you to tell me the 2 people from LA you want to see do a versus together.
You know what I'm gonna say, and it's because I'm just such a fan personally, is I want to see Daz and Quick producing rap and as rappers, so they can play the rap songs or the songs that they produce.
That'd be dope. That'd be a dope versus.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see that because people tend to overshadow Daz's rapping because he rapped next to Corrupt.
Right.
Daz was not a terrible. He was actually a very good LA, gangster rapper, right? And Quick is actually a very underrated rapper. But then production-wise, they have classics under their belt. You know what I'm saying? For their own stuff and then things that they did for other people. They both have Tupac records and things like that. They worked with Dre and so things like that. And so for me, I want to say Quick and Daz.
And I seen you talk about Diddy and Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Who you got in that verse?
So here's the thing. Diddy peak is higher because when you add that, the Biggie, Jodeci, Mary J, like all that, that's just like incredible. But Jermaine is longer. So if it's only 20 songs, Diddy's got him. If they go for a while, Diddy can't swim. He can take him. Jermaine can take him into deep waters because he's been producing for so many more years. Where Diddy stopped doing records and started making the band and making people get cheesecake and all that other shit. Jermaine is still getting in there and making records, right? And so if they go extended, people don't understand. Jermaine Dupri is a full fade, writer, producer.
I feel like he could go toe to toe with Diddy in just the 20.
The thing is
it's all about
those Biggie records. Those Biggie records are, they're just, he throws on a Biggie record, it's like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He throws on a Mary J, like an early Mary J record, it's like, it gets rough.
Yeah.
Because Jermaine's records are great, but, that's Biggie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's Mary.
All right.
And Jodeci.
Yeah.
Like I said, it gets ugly early. But
Mace,
long time.
Yeah.
But over Jermaine does not get enough credit for his career.
How do you feel about 10 minutes, 5 minutes? Okay. How do you feel about Whack 100 and 6ix9ine?
Just in general, how do I feel about it?
Okay.
It's like,
how do you feel about Whack 100 producing 6ix9ine's next album? Because I seen a tweet going around.
Yeah, I know they're working together and whatnot. Hey man, if Whack wants to make money in that way, that's fine. I don't like the circus, so I don't go to the circus. And 6ix9ine is literally
a circus act.
I'll say a character. You said circus act. I did not say that. That is what you said.
That's Chef Junie's opinion.
Yeah. And so I don't go, to the circus and whatnot. So with that being said, they can do whatever they're gonna do. That's great and whatnot. I'm probably as a fan not gonna participate. But the people that want that, some people like that stuff. Right. And go over there and like that, like that over there. And I'm gonna go over here and like the stuff that I like and whatnot. But I get it. I get the sensationalism of it. They both have personas that ruffle some feathers. So the combination of that ruffles even more feathers. So I get it and whatnot. It becomes something to see. And so, they're both very good at garnering attention, and then having people fixate on that attention. Right. And they're excellent. Both of them are. Separately, they're excellent at it. And together.
What I will say is that I liked when Whack sat down with 6ix9ine because he really pressed him.
Yeah.
And he really pressed him about the Nipsey stuff, which is like, I knew Nipsey. I went to high school with Nipsey.
Okay.
I seen Black Sam a week before that at the Restaurant Depot. I had a conversation. I literally saw Nipsey that same day.
Oh, really?
I drove, because I live off of Slauson and Arborvita, right there by Yee's, where Yee's used to be.
Yeah,
I literally drove, and I was like, what up, man? And he's like, what up? Got to the house and got a text message. And so it kind of shook me to the core.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Which is a lot of LA natives.
Yeah.
Seeing Whack take up for Nip like that was like a proud moment for me. He really pressed him like, yo, you should never did that. You should never went to that block. How you disrespected him. So I applaud Whack for that. Like you said, at the end of the day, it's business. If that's how they choose to do business, I'm not a street dude. I grew up in the streets.
Exactly.
I'm around street dudes all day long. I respect the streets. Me personally, 6ix9ine can call me right now, like, y'all want to come on, you couldn't show. I'm like, I will have to pass. Just because The people that I'm around.
Of course.
The respect I have for the streets, 100%. I would just have to pass on that. But at the end of the day, it's still a business.
It's still a business and whatnot. You understand that he's got to do what he's got to do and whatnot, but you don't have to, like I said, we don't always have to participate in everything that's going on in life.
Right.
Not just even this business, just in life. You don't always have to participate. You can just let things just be over there. It's like, oh, that can happen over there. And that's on them.
All right, last question, and we're going to jump into this food.
Okay.
All right?
With no forks, by the way. Yes.
We got 24 karat gold forks right here. Man. I see you trying to come for me, Sallis. I see you trying to come for me. 24 karat.
I'm just making sure that you're ready.
We got the 24. It's
Because
not
if you stay ready,
this,
you know what I'm saying?
You got to get ready.
And who produced that? DJ Quick.
DJ Quick.
All right, what's the question?
What advice would you give us here at Chef Junie TV? Moving forward.
I don't have, I'm going to be honest, I'm stuttering because I don't really, have anything to say. Like, I've seen the production a couple of times, right? I've seen the back end and whatnot. I've dealt with, the team. I've dealt with, Bobby a couple of times and whatnot. You come prepared with your questions. You bless your guests with gifts. Like, I don't have, I have anything. I will say this. The one thing I will say is invent a cooling system while you cook that doesn't make noise. That's the one flaw. Invent a cooling system that doesn't produce noise, that can, keep us cool. Right. And other than that, I ain't got nothing to say.
Man, that means a lot to me because.
Well, and maybe not have some people from Atlanta on the team, but other than that, And she can't say nothing. That's the best thing. She can't even say nothing. She has to take that. Other than that, no, you guys do a fantastic job here. And please, if there's other people that I could help you, book because of let me know.
Say less, because I got a list of people.
Yes. And I'm just saying that on camera. I can be fake off of camera.
Okay.
And not,
right.
But on camera, I got you.
I feel you. I feel you.
On camera.
Jay-Z, I call him. Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on.
I feel you. Well, that means a lot coming from you because, like I said, you are this monumental figure in our community, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate that sentiment. I just think of myself as a regular guy, but I'm learning to receive, the gifts and the praises that people have, and just be, humbled by that because I've just been working.
And I love what you're doing with the Black and brown women of our community.
Yes.
Putting them on platform.
Yes.
I love the show with Gina Views to give me real 90s BET vibes right there. I love everything that you're doing. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you so
down
much.
LA. You and DJ Head is the forefront of LA hip hop, LA media, and I'm just glad to be doing my part.
I appreciate the invite, and I appreciate everything that you've said, and I appreciate that you wanted to learn from me.
Yeah, I want to learn this recipe.
This is my famous risotto, and I'm.
So y'all seen it here first. Sallis famous risotto. Mm-hmm. This is the $1,000 risotto. Yes. We got the 24 karat gold forks. We got the Versace plates. We got the prawns that was $30 a piece. We got the Louis the 13th.
Bags were blown.
We got the
bags were blown.
Bags was blown. All right. So this is the $1,000 risotto. If y'all ain't got the money for that, y'all can make the regular risotto.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're gonna let Lester take some of these pictures, and we're gonna dive right into this.
Let's do that.
All right. So there you have it, everybody. Sallis $1,000 prawn risotto.
$1,000 prawn risotto.
He came through. He gave us this recipe. He dropped us a lot of gems. Mm-hmm. We're gonna jump into this food, and he's gonna tell me what he think about his risotto.
Yeah, I will do that.
So I'll let you take the first bite.
You know what? I have to say, it's quite fantastic.
Let me see. Let me get a little bit of this Sallis risotto. Oh no! You see that creaminess of it?
I get it.
You see how it still got that little bite at the end, where it's not.
And I didn't know that about the starch of the grains and whatnot can lead to.
Make it real creamy, and got the cheese in there. Let's go ahead and take a piece of this prawn. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna open it up like that. See all that nice flavors in there? Like that.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So like I said earlier, all the flavors in the head. I don't know if you want to.
Nope.
You sure you don't want to just?
Nope, that's you. You do that.
Nice and delicious. Mm-hmm. Nice and tender. Not overcooked. You sure you don't want to try it?
So you just do it again. I didn't say it. Do it again.
Put the head in your mouth.
Yeah, put the head in your mouth. Give us some head. You trying to set me up?
Babe, you want to get some head? You sure? Right. So.
Yeah, this ain't not bad, man. I'm with this.
Anything closing? Anything you want to say?
I just want to, always, encourage people to, enjoy the process of whatever it is that they're doing in life. You get so caught up in the goal, right, that you miss all these early wins. And I'm a victim. I've done that to myself. So I'm speaking from experience. Enjoy your wins. Enjoy the process, because along the way, incredible things happen. Relationships, people that you pick up along the way that you value, highlights, things like that. You're so fixated on what you think the end goal is, that you miss all these other wins. It's kind of like a season in sports, right? You're gonna play all these games. Some of those wins are some good wins,
right.
But you're so fixated on the championship. But there were some really good wins. There's some growth. There's some, all of that. So enjoy the process, and try to, be, grateful by all that comes with it, the good and the bad. Because the bad you still learn from, you know what I'm saying? And if you bounce, as long as you're bouncing back from it and you learn from it, there are no losses, right?
Right.
You're not really taking anything.
You're taking losses, you're learning.
Exactly.
All you're taking is a learn.
And if you don't learn it, trust me, life is gonna bring it back again.
Right. Yeah.
There's always gonna be a makeup test.
Right.
Like when you'll spin the block and be like, oh, you didn't learn this. Do this again and whatnot. And so, just enjoy that, process. Learn from these, situations, these opportunities, and just be, just live a life of passion and purpose. Live a life of passion and purpose.
Right. I got you. Well, I hope I brought some value to you.
You did.
I hope we can continue to build this relationship.
Easy call. Easy call.
That's it for this video. So, like I always say, if you made it to this part of this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know about any recipes you want to see me do. Also, like I said, we just got that new membership tab. So hit that join button. I know you got $1 to give me every month. So go ahead and give me that $1 every month. I'm broke.
You know what? And he's begging, so please
I'm
give
begging.
him $1.
This is a full production we got going on over here, right? Right? It's cost money to produce these type of high quality videos.
So $1.
Just give me $1. You can afford $1, And if you give me $1, all right, this is what we're gonna do, right?
Oh, okay. Before I say yes, because I don't know what you've been getting ready to say. Before you rope me into this.
The first 20 people to sign up,
Okay.
will get a free Chef Junie seasoning.
Ooh.
One of those. So the first 20 people to sign up get you a free Chef Junie seasoning. I sell these for $5, so you already winning.
You're already up.
You're already winning.
Already up.
So go ahead and sign up right now.
I got mine for free.
Hit that join button and give me $1, please. That sounds like
Thank
I'm
you so
begging
much.
for OnlyFans right now, huh?
You are.
Anyways, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.